Lock in and buckle up because you're in for another creepy and scary TikTok reaction video. We are in hyper mode, so let's get into it.
They might just change your reality.
The Olmec mystery in considerable depth.
Can you explain that to people that maybe
in Fingerprints of the Gods? Yes. So it's considered to be the earliest high culture of Central America. Before the Aztecs and before the Maya, there were a culture who are referred to as the Olmecs. Again, we don't know what they called themselves. That's what the Aztecs called them. They called them the Olmecs, and it means the rubber people because that rubber producing area of Mexico. They worked in giant megalithic constructions. What they're most famous for is these huge carved human heads, which can be on a scale of up to 20 to 25 tons in weight, and which have curious features which have been interpreted variously as Polynesian, African, don't look like classic Native American features of these Olmec heads.
What do we think those helmets were that they were wearing?
Nobody knows, because no physical example of such a helmet has ever been found, just like no physical example of an Egyptian pharaoh's crown has ever been found. All we see is the stone reproductions of them.
Do they universally wear these helmets in these stone reproductions?
They pretty much all wear these helmets.
Discovered in the mid-1800s, buried beneath feet of soil and debris in Tres Zapates, Veracruz, Mexico. The oldest known South American culture, the Olmecs, left behind some of the most intriguing monolithic structures to date. Archaeologists located over 17 of these stone basalt heads, a volcanic rock which is one of the hardest stones. These stone heads weigh between 5 and 25 tons. Some are over 5 meters in height, weighing as much as a blue whale, the largest animal on Earth. To put it simply, it is no easy task to quarry, carve, and transport this stone, something we struggle with today, having to enlist very advanced machinery to do so. These monoliths show inherently the highly advanced sophistication of this ancient culture. The Olmecs predate the Aztecs and Mayan culture, being their father civilization, influencing majority, if not all, of their traditions with the knowledge they left behind.
Interesting. So it seems like they were around for a while. I wonder what type of technology that they were using back in the day.
The largest pyramid in the world is the Quetzalcoatl Pyramid in Mexico. It is 54 meters 177 feet tall, and its base covers an area of nearly 45 acres. Experts don't know who built it.
It does look like it, don't it? Could this be where the X-Men got this original idea from?
Got this one, guys. Wow, and in the pictures, I'm telling you, it looks so small, but this thing is huge, man. This is what I came for. This is what I've been looking for, basically, guys. So I'm gonna give you a look and tell me what it looks like. Honest opinion, guys. Tell me, we're in Mexico, and I found this piece here. Tell me what it looks like, or where it's from, okay? I won't say anything, but tell me what it looks like. Wow. That's huge, right here. Nice piece. Okay. Permiso, ¿por qué la gente dice negro? Why do they call it negro? This is the name of the piece, is called negro.
Pues prácticamente por sus rasgos negroides, ¿no? Que tiene su labio grueso, pómulos así prominentes, ¿no? La forma también así del cabello.
Right.
Así es.
Wow. So basically saying because of its features, ¿y sabe cuánto tiempo, cuando la gente encontró eso?
Bueno, yo la verdad desconozco, prácticamente esa es la información que prácticamente ya conoce lo que es el encargado aquí.
Sí, pero hay mucha información. So basically, What this is basically saying, why they call it Negro, and it was found in the Tres Zapotes area. Basically, a lot of the Olmec stuff was found there, but we have a Mexican saying it's called that because of its facial features. All right.
Those things are huge. What were they?
Live in Ethiopia, Rasun Seti. I'm live in Ethiopia. We, by chance, we done stumbled upon, an Olmec head right here in Ethiopia. And, what the brothers told us was that during the Ethiopian-Italian War, Mexico was one of the nations that stood up for Ethiopia, you know what I'm saying? And in commemoration of that alliance, you understand what I'm saying? Mexico sent an Olmec head to Ethiopia. And it's so powerful to, come here and see this Olmec head.
That's deep. Ethiopia helped out and they sent them the Olmec head. I wonder how that Olmec head got there.
This is Chalaga, aka Chicago. These buildings were here before colonization. These are the real Tartarian buildings. We know the truth now. This is Chalaga.
I went to Chicago so many times, and I never once took the time to appreciate the buildings. But now I know, and I get it. I get what they're doing and how they are built. And it's become so clear now. It actually doesn't look that difficult when you break it down like a giant Lego piece. Man.
Not gonna believe this. Look, what I'm saying? I ain't gonna believe this. Four pyramid mounds surrounding an open plaza. Back here somewhere. Gonna check it out. It is on private property. You the site from the book. This is a diagram of the four pyramid mounds found at Glass Mounds on private land in Vicksburg, Mississippi. These are mound markers of the Mississippian culture mounds all over Mississippi. But check out the symbolism at the top. The two-headed serpent is thought to represent many things, the rebirth and the resurrection. The two heads representing both the earth and the underworld. This is pottery from the Mississippian culture with the two-headed serpent on it. Guess who else had it? The Mayans, the Aztecs, passed down to the Egyptians, and you know the Greeks stole it. But we know what kind of people they were. We know the truth now. Is a statue of an indigenous American, Taino Indian from America. This statue was made by Jean Jules Sampson in the 1800s. He was a French sculptor from the times. Look at her left hand. That is a pineapple. Pineapples are indigenous to America. We know the truth now.
That is crazy. Where is this? Oh, that was in Switzerland. That was in Geneva, Switzerland. I wonder what this would be doing in Geneva, Switzerland. I have no idea what that could be. Your guys' thoughts in the comments below. It looked like some type of red orb. Could it be generating ether? I have no idea. It looked like it was trying to absorb it, or could it be CGI? I don't know, man.
This impressive head of a were-jaguar is in the same stage of transformation as those of the standing were-jaguars. The human nose has broadened and the nostrils are slightly flared. The wide, open mouth that may indicate the emergence of the jaguar from the human shell.
Is this the real Black Panther? That is nuts. Wow. They knew what they were doing on Black Panther. They must have seen this. So my next question is, where's Wakanda at? Where is this at? My fault. That beat was going in. But what was that, y'all? Y'all tell me. If you ask me what it was the original Black Panther. What was it trying to do? Was these mugs turning into real Black Panthers back in the day? Did they have the technology? Hey, I wouldn't be surprised. And my next question is, where's Wakanda at? You know, I think I saw one of y'all in the comments was like, man, Wakanda's real. I hope y'all ain't talking about the one Akon was trying to work on. Even though, shout out to him, and I hope it comes through. We need to check on that too. You know, see what's going on with that. So many unanswered questions on these dark waters, y'all. But go ahead, sit on back, get you something cold to drink, put some crystal ice in it, and get you a snack because we on these waters. Buckle up, lock in. It's if your seat reclines, go ahead and recline your seat. Sit on back. If you're washing your dishes, if you're doing laundry, turn this up and play it in the background for your boy. Y'all know the vibes. Let's go. Shout out to all my factory workers too, man. All y'all that's on the clock watching this, y'all chilling, waiting on the next load, the next shipment. Y'all cycle time. You got a little moment on your lunch break, your cycle time. You know, shout out to all the hard workers, man. I know what y'all been going through firsthand. Them 16-hour boys. People don't know about 12s and them 16-hour boys, man. Them boys is tough, you know? Then you gotta wear your steel toes. You know, you got your lunch, or you then forgot your fork at home. Now you digging all through the works shelves looking for some old rusty, or maybe someone left a fork there from their last lunch, or you can't find it. You gotta ask dude you really don't like if he got you could use if he got an extra one laying around. You know he do because he always come prepared. Come on, y'all, where y'all at? So what was Marvel really working on when they were making Black Panther is the question.
OMG, is this Thanos glove?
That might be Thanos' glove for real. What is that? This looks like some type of uh the Vatican got it. That's for sure. They definitely got it. But what is it is the question. What type of ancient Tartarian piece is this?
This Thanos glove.
Sometimes I don't be having no plan on these waters. And that's why we get on these waters and we figure it out. Now we're going to look into the Black Panther and the Infinity Gauntlet in real life. Let's go.
Panther's vibranium armor could be made in real life. Scientists have created a material called graphene, which uses its atomic hexagonal shape to spread impacts evenly throughout its surface, preventing damage from most projectiles. Has vibranium met its match?
Did you know that black panthers technically aren't a species of animals? They're actually one of two kinds of cats. Welcome to PBS Nature. Let's talk about just what this cat is. What you call a black panther is really just a jaguar or a leopard with melanism caused by a mutation. They got their name from the Latin name Panthera, which is a group of big cats made of lions, tigers, jaguars, and leopards. But instead of calling them Black Panthera, it got shortened to Black Panther. If you see one of these, it's most likely a jaguar because the gene that causes the melanism is dominant in jaguars and recessive or passive in leopards. If you do happen to see a black leopard, make sure you go play the lottery the same day because you will never be that lucky again. Black jaguars are called the ghosts of the forest because their stealth and introverted nature to go with their melanated coat make them almost impossible to find. And if you can't tell the difference between these two cats, jaguars will have a group of spots called rosettes that'll also have spots in the middle. Leopards also have rosettes, but their rosettes don't have spots in the middle. But if you're ever close enough to a black panther to see those spots, your biggest concern isn't what kind of cat it is. It should be what shoes will go best with your casket.
I see that Black Panther statue is rare. I don't even know how I found that, to be honest with you. There was no information on it. That one we just was jamming to, I can't find it again. You know, and it's covered up. by all the, it's buried by Black Panther stuff. You know, so it's like, what would I type in to find something like that, y'all? If y'all don't have any more information on that, go ahead and put it in the comments below. All right, y'all. On this one, we had to go a little deep waters to find it. This was Deep Waters 9 to be able to find what actually was that artifact, but here it is.
Infinity Gauntlet glove worn by Thanos is based on a real Catholic relic. The relic is known as the Hand of Saint Teresa. Saint Teresa was a famous Catholic mystic who was sainted. Her hand was turned into a relic, known as the Hand of Teresa.
Hoy vamos a hablar de cómo el dictador español Francisco Franco tenía la mano izquierda de Santa Teresa, que había muerto 400 años antes en su mesilla de noche.
No sabemos qué hacía por la mano.
Hey, I guess, and she's saying, I don't know what she's saying. There isn't much information on this hand sculpture, but let's check this video out and see what they gotta say.
Sculpture inspired the Infinity Gauntlet. The Hand of Saint Teresa, also known as the Ecstasy of Saint Teresa, is a sculpture by Gian Lorenzo Bernini, located in the Cornalo Chapel of the Church of Santa Maria. The Infinity Gauntlet is a powerful weapon that allows its wearer to control the 6 Infinity Stones, which are sources of great power in Marvel Universe. Like the Hand of Saint Teresa, the Infinity Gauntlet is a highly dramatic and expressive object. Its design is meant to convey the immense power and potential for destruction that comes.
That is interesting. Who did he say? We need to find out the name of this.
This hand sculpture inspired the Infinity Gauntlet. The Hand of Saint Teresa, also known as the Ecstasy of Saint Teresa.
Ecstasy of Saint Teresa. Oh, let's try typing that in. There's not much information on this. You got to be real specific. Because it's buried by the Thanos Infinity Gauntlet.
His religious faith and his interest in theater and the ecstasy of St. Teresa.
Within the Cornaro Chapel, in the Church of Santa Maria della Vittoria, it's important to think about the sculpture with the architecture, because Bernini was both a sculptor and an architect.
And he brought together not only sculpture and architecture, but also painting.
There's fresco up on the ceiling and the stained glass and gilding. It really is an entire installation piece.
He used whatever means he could to involve the viewer.
And to inspire faith in the miraculous, and that's precisely what this is about. The subject matter is the ecstasy of St. Teresa, a woman who had recently been made a saint, who is here having one of her not so uncommon visions of an angel.
She was canonized in 1622, and she wrote accounts of the visions that she had of angels. I can read the one that Bernini used for the ecstasy of St. Teresa. Beside me, on the left, appeared an angel in bodily form. He was not tall, but short and very beautiful, and his face was so aflame that he appeared to be one of the highest ranks of angels, who seemed to be all on fire. In his hands I saw a great golden spear, and at the iron tip there appeared to be a point
What
of
the
fire.
hell
Yes,
is
he plunged
going
into my heart
on?
several times so that it penetrated to my entrails. When he pulled it out, I felt that he took them with it, and left me utterly consumed by the great love of God. The pain was so severe that it made me utter several moans. The sweetness caused by this intense pain is so extreme.
Try to put that arrow in me! Huh? I dare you! Try to put that arrow in me! This is why I can't rock with it.
Liar!
This is what y'all mean to tell me, you know, what y'all doing with that Thanos gauntlet? Come on now, let us see the truth.
What if I told y'all that Thanos is really supposed to be God and they turned him into a villain? And he's supposed to be really the Black Messiah. Now peep this, right? He's purple, but he really represents purple and gold, like those is colors, right? What does purple and gold mean? Purple and gold creates a muddy brown color, right? God's name in today's Hebrew is Yahweh, right? But the ancient Paleo Hebrew, stones with the gauntlets in it, right? See that? Him saying I am inevitable means impossible to avoid or evade. Which meaning when he snapped his fingers, right? That's when the rapture started happening. But if y'all didn't even realize, everybody that had like went away in the Avengers movie, bro, it was all the good-hearted people.
Up, General. Up. This is no place to die.
Hmm?
No.
They took all the pure-hearted ones.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Sir, please. Please, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Sir.
Like I showed y'all, Thanos says, I am inevitable. Just like God said, I am that I am. Why y'all think they called the Avengers Endgame? End of times, basically the biblical apocalypse, Armageddon. True spiritual warfare. And who's gonna lead it? Who's gonna be the eye? The whole thing is in reverse, bro. The whole entire plot is in reverse, bro. Also, peep the CERN holes in the back. Giants, Nephilim. Now, y'all feel me? Take a look at this. Take a look at that. Look at this. I mean, that's just my theory, though. You feel me? For entertainment purposes only, man.
And if I had to say the ancient Paleo Hebrew name, it's Yahushua HaMashiach. For entertainment father's name is Yahuwah. Only, man. I can say with good seasoning that the names aren't as important as etching the commandments on your heart.
I'm gonna keep it real with y'all.
Back to these creepy TikToks. Shout out to Nizzy Conspiracy for that. We're just trying to connect the dots with the Thanos Gauntlet and that Saint Teresa artifact. There's definitely some interesting theories out there. All right, let's check out this other Tartarian building. Are they telling the truth of what really happened?
Welcome to the heart of Budapest, where history, spirituality, and stunning architecture converge. Join us as we embark on a journey to explore one of the city's most iconic landmarks, St. Stephen's Basilica. St. Stephen's Basilica, or Szentestván Basilica in Hungarian, stands tall and proud as the tallest building in Budapest. Its construction began in 1851 and endured over half a century before its completion.
Yeah, this is all cap. I can tell you right now, this is all caparoni.
The basilica's neoclassical design.
But again, this just supports my theory on the airships. If you look at all this, piece by piece, this entire piece.
Inspired by the grandeur of St. Peter's Basilica in Rome, reflects the artistic brilliance of the Renaissance and Baroque eras. Its magnificent dome soars approximately 96 meters into the sky, offering breathtaking panoramic views of the city from the observation deck. As you step inside the Basilica, you'll be awed by its sacred aura and spiritual significance. It is named after Hungary's first king, Saint Stephen. The Holy Right-Hand Relic, the mummified right hand of Hungary's first king, is displayed in a special glass case, allowing visitors to witness and pay their respects.
That is wild. They got his real hand in there?
The interior of St. Stephen's Basilica is a treasure trove of art and craftsmanship. Lavishly decorated altars, intricate sculptures, and colorful stained glass windows adorn the sacred space. Don't miss the chance to witness one of Hungary's largest organs, with over 6,500 pipes.
Those organs was healing, man. They're covering stuff up. Man, this place is beautiful. This is a must-see.
Filling the air with majestic melodies during concerts and religious ceremonies. The main highlight of the Basilica's interior ceiling is the series of magnificent frescoes adorning the dome. Painted by Hungarian artist Karoli Lotz and his team, the frescoes depict scenes from the life of Saint Stephen and other religious motifs. The central dome fresco portrays the apotheosis of Saint Stephen, where the first king of Hungary is shown ascending to heaven. The frescoes on the dome create an illusion of heavenly realms, with angels, cherubs, and other celestial beings hovering in the clouds. The use of vibrant colors and intricate details adds to the ethereal and spiritual atmosphere of the Basilica. The ceiling artwork is rich in symbolism, representing key aspects of Hungarian history and Christian beliefs. The depictions of saints, biblical events, and heavenly scenes serve to inspire and deepen the spiritual experience for visitors. St. Stephen's Basilica houses a fascinating museum that complements the spiritual experience and offers visitors an opportunity to delve deeper into the history and culture of the Basilica in Hungary. The museum exhibits a collection of religious artifacts, historical items, and treasures associated with the Basilica and Hungary's rich religious heritage. Ascending to the dome of St. Stephen's Basilica is an exhilarating experience that rewards visitors with a breathtaking panoramic view of Budapest and its surroundings. Once you reach the observation deck, you'll be treated to a 360-degree vista that allows you to see the entire city of Budapest in all its glory. St. Stephen's Basilica is more than just a monument. It's a symbol of Budapest's rich history, a sanctuary of spirituality, and a masterpiece of architectural brilliance. So, whether you seek cultural enrichment, spiritual solace, or simply a captivating experience.
What I find so interesting about that place in Budapest, what I find so interesting about that palace, or what I find so interesting about that building in Budapest, is that is the exact same looking one if I show you this. Now look at this building. It looks identical, and I can tell you this ain't in Budapest. Tell me these buildings don't look identical. I'm telling you, these boys was manufactured. Hold on, I want to get the ceiling. That boy looks identical. Where's the organ? Is that the pipe organ right there? Man, them things was healing. Y'all put in the comments what's really going on. Who really built these? There's no way this artist could have built this all the way in Hungary or wherever he's at, and they got the exact same one thousands of miles away. What's going on here? Who's delivering these boys? I wish I knew what they were saying. Any of you guys? Any of you guys that speak Spanish and understood what they just said, go ahead and throw it in the comments for us.
We're now inside the Basilica of the Holy Cross in Jerusalem, and the tradition has been for centuries that on every Good Friday, popes would walk here barefoot to pay homage to the relics of the Passion of Christ. Now, since 1930, those relics have been kept in a small chapel called the Chapel of the Relics. Now, that chapel is just up at the top of these steps, and the relics are encased in glass. The holy relics are placed in precious reliquaries and protected by a glass case. And here is a fragment of the true cross on which Jesus was condemned to death. Inside this other shrine are the other very important relics. One of the nails used for Jesus' crucifixion, 2 thorns from the crown placed on Christ's head, fragments from the grotto of the Nativity and the Holy Sepulchre, the phalanx of St. Thomas's finger, the unbelieving disciple who needed to touch Jesus' hand and side in order to believe, the parabolas of the good thief, known as St. Disma of the apocryphal Gospel of Nicodemus. He is the one who asked Jesus on the cross to remember him when he enters the kingdom of heaven. And finally, the Titulus Crucis, that is the tablet written in Hebrew, Greek, and Latin characters, placed on the cross of Jesus, which states the reason for his death sentence: Nazarian, King of the Jews. Found in the 15th century, walled up inside the apsidal arch of the basilica. In the apse of the basilica, the frescoes tell the story of the legend of the true cross, and in this vaulted apse, it's like a large book with the stories of the relics. Like reading a book, starting from the left and going to the right, we see St. Helena already in the Holy Land, in Jerusalem, asking a Jew, not by chance named Judas, where the true cross is hidden. After a bit of resistance, Judas, who will even become...
Alright guys, your thoughts below. Were those real relics, or did they just make that stuff up? Your thoughts below in the comments. Me? I don't know, but I'm leaning more on the... if this was real, everyone would know about it. I feel like this would be on the front page news if everyone knew about this. So it's kind of hard for me to take it and be like, oh yeah, that's it, and run with it. I don't think so. But if there's more validity that I don't know about, please jump in the comments and let us know.
Did Grand Tartaria conquer Central? What's good, family? Did Grand Tartaria conquer Central and South America? The books that hold history's knowledge is not always in a library, but somewhere it's archived. This is one of those archives. Retired Royal Navy officer Galvin Menzies published the book 1421, the year in which China discovered the world, a bestseller in the United States describes how China's explorer Zhen He, a famous admiral and explorer of the Ming Dynasty, arrived in America in 1421, long before Christopher Columbus. Family, it's interesting. China has claimed to discover the world before Columbus in 1421. If China is claiming to discover the world and Columbus is claiming to discover the world, did Grand Tartaria set his eyes on America? The Aztecs were defeated in the war and their lands were occupied by the Chinese and the Mayans. The Aztecs' defeat paved the way for China to continue to colonize Mesobrendia. Mesobrendia is Central America. The Mayans also expanded into former Aztec territory. The city of Tenochtitlan, the capital of the Aztec Empire, was destroyed in the battle for control of it. I butchered that name, but check this out. Mexico, Tenochtitlan. This city is where the castles are located on that island. Family, do you realize the Aztecs lived in these buildings, castles? Look at the statue. The buildings are the same as Chicago. Do you see the lies, the contradictions? The Aztecs are living in castles, but yet all the books show a primitive, half-naked man. Did Tartaria conquer America? Check out this picture. It shows people using guns in ancient times. America did.
I definitely believe that they had those same style houses way back in the day, man. Man, they was mass producing those houses. How awesome is that, honestly? I mean, it's a shame we can't see half the stuff, but just to think that they were booming like that, man, fascinating.
Guys used a jackhammer to open an Aztec door. Watch what they find. These guys used a jackhammer to open an Aztec door. Watch what they find.
Yeah, we make a video. It's okay.
Man, it's massive.
Tunnels for kilometers long, going underground through mountains to mountains, all underground.
We take the short way.
It's still going.
What people realize is that they have stone pillars stacked to build the top final building. How did they get them inside of the walls are only human wide?
How did they get those large bricks in there? It's like an underground pyramid. What type of technology could do this? Is this an ancient rectifier? There goes them columns again. Man, this is really old. Aztec might be one of the oldest by the looking at this.
But wait till the end. They find the alien artifact sculpture found inside.
We take this.
What do you think about that?
What type of alien sculptures? Those look alien without a doubt. Hold on. If you look at that one that they quick showed at the top. What type of material is that one made out of? Is those hands or those feet? Jump in the comments, tell me what you think this lime green statue is. It kind of resembles a woman a little bit. I never seen nothing like that before. If you guys have any more information on this, please, this is creepy. Oh, we got a better view. Yeah, we can see like it's definitely a woman. You can see the curls, but it looks like something might be sitting next to it. I don't know. This is weird. This is creepy.
Have to chat about this. If you clap at Chichen Itza, it has an echo, except for when you clap in front of the stairs. It sounds like a bird. Other than being masters of acoustics, we seem to keep finding things about the ancient empire of America. This 110-mile-long network of roads connected a community of 650 square miles in Guatemala. Most people know about the Pyramid of the Sun and the Moon, but most people don't know how big this thing is. An imposing capital for a nation that included the Olmec and their stone heads, the Toltec with their pyramids and perfect sculptures. Continuing south, we hit Costa Rica, which has tens of thousands of perfectly spherical balls. To see all of this stuff, you have to travel along the longest road ever built by humans, the Inca Road, where you can stop at Machu Picchu, a city that was hidden so well it was lost for hundreds of years, using architectural and agricultural techniques that no one can explain. We sit here and study these people, using stories from the dudes that took their stuff and called them murderers. How convenient. Now, I am from Texas, and I have eyes, and I know who built this place. So if you're a Texcoco, Mexica, Inca, Aztec, Mayan, Olmec, Toltec, Yucatec, Peruvian, there are those here that still remember.
It gets amplified all over the staircase. So that means the staircase is the driver, okay? So as the sounds reach the door, it comes through the speaker. It's not just a door. It became 185, listen, megahertz. From 33 hertz to 185 megahertz, Rodrigo, that's Doppler, baby. I know. What is the Wi-Fi? None. We got a driver. And the driver is the staircase. And the sound you are getting is the water sound. You got it? Activated by the clap, by the energy of the vibration. You got it? But the sound we get there is a Doppler, so that means different modulation. That it means it's a different pitch. Yes or no? What we are doing here is a clap, and the sounds we're getting from that place, it seems to me like a chirping. Pew, 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 pew. Is what you get? And the name of that chirping is named Quetzal. Quetzal, that's the name. There is a god by the Azteca named Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl, you heard that? Quetzalcoatl means plumed snake, feathered serpent. In Maya, we name it Kukulkan. Kukulkan. You heard that? Hold on. Keep recording. Keep the video, I mean. Now I'm gonna do it. Kukulkan. I'm gonna clap 3 times, and you're gonna hear that word coming out there. Kukulkan.
I hear it.
Now
That's
imagine
tight.
that sound. Imagine that sound 11 miles distance from here. Follow me, baby.
So basically, each one of these dragons that's on the temple has obsidian eyes on each one. You see, each one, that's obsidian. That is nuts.
You know that the Kukulkan temple pyramid of Chichen Itza was designed with 4 staircases. Each staircase was designed with a total of 91 steps. If we add all steps and include the platform, it makes a total of 365 steps, coinciding with the calendar year. What are your thoughts? Do you want to?
Twice a year, the body of a snake appears on the temple of Kukulkan in Chichen Itza, Mexico. This phenomenon occurs on the spring and fall equinoxes. The sun casts a shadow of the stepped pyramid onto the balustrade, forming the profile of the snake, which then ends with the head of the snake at the base of the balustrade. This is possible because the pyramid sits 20 degrees off axis from true north, allowing the sun to hit the steps from an angle onto the balustrade. Kukulkan is a feathered serpent deity that has its...
Shout out to everyone that plays Smite. Y'all know what's up. But that's nuts. How did they know this back in the day?
origins in the Mayan classic period, and it's believed that this optical shadow effect is meant to represent Kukulkan's descent to Earth. Each side of the platform has 91 steps. 91 times 4 is 364, representing each day of the year, plus the top platform, which represents the 365th day of the year. The temple was also built in 3 phases, starting between 500 and 800 AD and ending in about the 12th century AD. The temple was also built on top of a cenote.
How did they know all this lined up back then to build that? How did they know they were that close to true north? I don't get it. How?
Did not call him general or king. They called him Kukulkan. But his son, the feather serpent god. What? You think because we are living in the mountains, we do not have access to boats?
What a coincidence. Wind tunnel form? Oh my goodness, that's just like the video game.
Kukulkan's third ability is called Whirlwind. Kukulkan summons a tornado covering a radius around his ground target location. A smaller tornado branches off onto any enemies that come within the radius, doing additional damage.
Wow. On the video game, that's one of his moves is the wind tunnel. So the fact that there's a wind tunnel right outside the Kukulkan temple, that's a ridiculous coincidence. That is super interesting.
Anda enojado.
Y la lubricana, ¿le?
Hey, Kukulkan está enojado.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Thank you. You don't need to take that.
TikTok user who has
Oh
pinpointed out a
no.
crazy coincidence between her behavior and the temple itself. So I thought I'd take this opportunity and compile all the footage that is online and make a more palatable video for you guys to understand possibly what happened to her spiritually on the way up, and then ultimately what happened to her when she came back down. Let's take a look.
What's stopping her from running up there? There's no gate or nothing?
She's crazy.
So originally when this video went viral back in January of this year, rumors started circulating that she did this to reach the top of the Kukulkan temple to spread the ashes of her deceased husband. The National Institute of Anthropology and History, who investigated and ultimately tried this woman, has since denied the love story, saying, quote, "At no time did she throw ashes or any other objects." So the reason why she did this will probably always remain a mystery. Even sleuths online claim either she was cursed or is definitely now after the incident.
Besides the immense respect for this temple, what's stopping anybody else from running up there? You know? There's no gate, there's no nothing. They broke into the Jaguar throne room. What's the significance of the Jaguar throne room? Hey, we gotta hop on the jet ski and dive deeper.
Although the Cambodian pyramid is much smaller than the pyramid in Guatemala, the similarities between the specific design features are uncanny.
Both have an unusually steep slope angle that we don't see in other pyramids. They both have a stepped formation. There's a stairwell going up the middle. There's a domed area on the top. There's a little door that goes in. And there's interior structure that looks the same as well.
You have the civilization in Cambodia and the civilization in Mesoamerica. There are so many parallels, it's incredible. It's unbelievable that scholars haven't until now recognized those parallels. Is it possible that they were working off the same blueprint? And if so, where did that blueprint come from?
We need them Aztec. We need Aztec artifacts. I still can't find that Black Panther one. That's tripping me out.
This lost Aztec temple was rediscovered after centuries. In the heart of Mexico City lie the remains of a once great civilization. The Aztecs are known for their remarkable architecture and the temples they built. But for centuries, one of these temples was lost to history. It wasn't until 2017 when archaeologists made this incredible discovery. Hidden behind a supermarket in Mexico City was the ruins of a long-lost temple, Templo Mayor. Built over 700 years ago, the temple holds immense importance to the Aztec culture. It's believed to be the place where the gods created the universe. The Templo Mayor was a center of religious life in the Aztec Empire, and the discovery has given new insights into the ancient civilization and their way of life. Now the temple has been restored and open to the public. It's a fascinating glimpse into a rich history that has been forgotten for centuries. The Templo Mayor stands today as a testament to the resilience of the Aztec people. Thanks for watching. Please like, follow, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I'll talk to you later.
Pesao. Bien interpreta. Wow, look at that sword. That was a sword, right? It looked like it had obsidian around it. Awesome artwork. Dang, that looks real. Hey, there might be a little validity to this story. Hey, that's scary for real. Were they that ruthless?
In 1954, an artifact was recovered from a cave in Canyonlands National Park in Utah. The artifact is a sash made from 2,000 feathers from macaw parrots. These parrots are native to Mexico. Radiocarbon dating states that this artifact is about 850 years old and was in the possession of the ancestral Puebloan people who lived in this region during that time. Is it possible that this sash was traded from the Aztecs all the way to the ancestral Pueblo in Utah? The artifact is now at the edge of the Cedars State Park and Museum in Blanding, Utah. Here's what the park says about the sash. Because the method of tying the feathers is understood primarily from an Aztec artifact in Mexico, it is possible that the feathered cords were made there and traded into our area. However, buried macaws have been found in several locations in the Southwest, suggesting that some live birds were traded.
Wow. So man, this is all lining up with the Aztecs being in Utah. My goodness, they not telling us everything. This is lining up. Death whistle. What?
When Antonio de Leon y Gama saw the gigantic Aztec artifact, he assumed it was a calendar, and hence the stone got its name, the Aztec calendar stone. Although there are some calendrical references on the carving, it is not an actual Aztec calendar and is more accurately described as the Aztec sunstone.
Right down the middle of Mexico City's Museum of Anthropology is the museum's centerpiece, the Aztec Sunstone. It was made at some point in the last few decades of Aztec rule before the Spanish arrived. Buried near the Temple of Tenochtitlan after the conquest, it was discovered in 1790 in the Plaza of New Spain after Mexico City underwent infrastructure improvements and digs to make new sewers and streets. It weighs almost 25 metric tons. In the center of the stone is the face of the Aztec god of fire, holding two hearts on either side of its head, and his tongue is fashioned into a knife used in human sacrifice. The four boxes around the face represent earth, wind, fire, and water. It's flanked by two fire serpents that carry our sun across the heavens. This is not to be confused with the Mayan calendar. The stone is a large sacrificial altar which is hypothesized to have been used to stage fights between gladiators in Old Tenochtitlan. Now engraved on the back of every 10 peso coin, it is arguably the last known great pre-conquest work of art.
The double-headed serpent in the British Museum is possibly one of the most...
Hold on, we're gonna go back to that. But them fighting. What war took place? It was Spanish and the Aztecs? What really happened during that war? With the Spanish and the Aztecs? Did that actually happen? I need more information on that, but let's keep diving into these artifacts. If you guys know anything about that war, please, by all means, drop in the comments below.
The double-headed serpent in the British Museum is possibly one of the most iconic pieces of Aztec art, though you'll sometimes see it referred to as Aztec Mixtec. This is because it was most likely actually made by Mixtec New Sabi artisans for a Central Mexican audience. This piece was carved from wood and then shaped and then hollowed out from the back, and the wood has traces of gold on it, so it was probably gilded to make a dramatic contrast with the mosaic on the other side. Now, around the curves of the snake, there's darker and lighter tesserae that were selected to sort of accentuate the play of light over the curves of the snake's body, in addition to mimicking the scales of a snake. Now, within the gaping mouths are brightly colored spondylus precepts shell that's used for the gums and white conch shell for the teeth. And these are held in place with tree resin that was colored with hematite pigment so that the exposed resin between the teeth appears red. Now, the very detailed nose is also made with spondylus shell, and the eye sockets, though hollow, have traces of beeswax and resin around the rim, suggesting that they originally had eyes, possibly polished pyrite. There are also holes pierced through each of the lower jaws. It's possible that at one point the two heads had a movable tongue. Now, its use is up for debate. It could have been worn as a pectoral across the chest, or alternatively been fixed to a staff as a standard as a identifying emblem. The evidence for that is the fact that it was decorated from all sides. Regardless, it's a shame that we don't see how it originally was, though it still managed to stay beautiful over all these centuries.
The Utah Museum is looking like a must now. Knowing what we know about Utah now, if you don't know what I'm talking about on Utah, you better go back to my last 3 episodes, buddy. But let's keep going in these waters.
And said that they used the macuayo, a wooden club with Speaking of the Aztecs, we mentioned the jaguar warriors in our previous video, and said that they used the macuayo, a wooden club with several embedded blades of obsidian. And you might think this weapon is ineffective compared to the steel sword of the conquistadors, but you would be wrong. The conquistadors underestimated this weapon, which later became the Spanish conqueror's main fear. In a report by one of Hernan Cortez's soldiers, it is said that this obsidian sword was capable of decapitating a horse with one blow. By the time Cortez came to America, the Aztecs had still not mastered iron, and one might say they were in the last stages of the Stone Age. At the same time, they were very warlike people and had long practiced making weapons from available materials. The sharpest of the available materials was obsidian. You might think that this material would be clearly inferior in sharpness to steel, which was used for weapons by the Spaniards, and you would be wrong. The cutting edge of obsidian could be as thick as 30 angstroms. For comparison, most household razor blades have a 300 to 600 angstroms resistance. The main reason is that obsidian is not cut but chipped, making the edge smooth and sharp. Surgeons use obsidian scalpels for high-precision operations.
Wow, these were the whistles they used. The whistles they used to probably scare their opponent. You just in the woods trying to look for them. All you hear is these. Oh, let's hear she's blowing it. Let's see if they got that goofy music playing. Yeah. That death whistle.
An archaeology site in Mexico City unearthed 2,550 wooden Aztec artifacts that included masks and rings.
Hold on. Y'all know what that looks like? The Mask with my boy Jim Carrey. Let's go. Now we getting somewhere.
This is the only ding ever discovered in history with a human face on it. There is a face on each of the 4 sides of this bronze cauldron, which was a ceremonial vessel but also used for cooking. We believe it's from the Shang dynasty more than 3,000 years ago, and usually objects like this are decorated with auspicious animals and patterns. This is the first and only one recovered to have a human face on it. We think it's even possible it's the actual face of one of the Shang dynasty kings. It was found in 1959, and if you look closely, there are 2 words carved on it. I know it looks like 2 people holding hands, but those are actually words pronounced 大和. And the first word barely evolved in 3,000 years and still pretty much looks the same. It means big. Pretty neat. A Hunan province farmer found this in 1959 while he was digging, and he sold it to his local scrapyard. Now, this was at a time when the country was feverishly producing steel, so this thing was headed to the furnace to be scrapped. Fortunately for us, the Hunan Museum actually had a full-time staff living and working at the scrapyard precisely for this reason, to prevent artifacts from being melted, and he saved it. It was in more than 10 pieces and missing a leg, and it took 2 years to finally find that leg. Today is one of the crowning jewels of the Hunan Museum.
We definitely gotta go to Hunan Museum. There's gotta be a museum checklist that I just gotta start checking off and writing down new museums that I'm noticing. You know, we got the British Museum, the Utah Museum, the Dodging Museum. My man just said, why do he put so much emphasis on that, man? I love that, like how they do that, putting emphasis on their language. Down. They ain't playing.
Artifacts decoded.
Are they trying to say that's a giant fish creature? Do y'all see that? What if it was? Where is it? Tell me y'all see this horse fish creature looking thing. Tell me y'all see this. It looks like it has scales.
In Mexico, deep inside a 2,000-year-old Aztec pyramid, an archaeologist in the 1950s discovered this remarkable tomb. Belonging to King Bikal, the carving on the tomb depicts him sitting in a very unique position. Looking from the side, the king is sat on some kind of craft.
You see a man bending forward, almost like a racing motorcyclist. He has his nose on some kind of oxygen mask. He uses his upper hand to manipulate the knot. You see his lower hand, he manipulates some controls. He's sitting on a kind of chair in a sort of capsule.
This design was then translated into a 3D sculpture to try and visualize it better. Viewing the model in an upright position, it resembles a person in a spacecraft, with breathing apparatus on their nose and controls at their hands and feet.
That is wild. Have y'all heard about that before? 2,000-year-old Aztec spaceship? Drop in the comments if you ever heard about that before. We gotta dive on this one. Man, these waters are never ending. Where y'all at?
This makes the scariest sound on Earth. It's called an Aztec death whistle and was discovered by archaeologists in 1999. At first they thought it was some random object or just a toy until years later someone decided to blow in it. And what they discovered is that it sounded like a screeching human at the top of their lungs, like this. It's thought that hundreds of warriors would use those at the same time when coming into battle, and it makes sense. I'd be scared out of my mind if I heard 1,000 of those at once coming to attack me. Or maybe they were supposed to sound like this angry pug.
That pug was mad. Feed him or take him out. Whatever he wanted, do it. Wow, they said authentic. They said authentic obsidian allows you to look directly at it. That's nuts.
That's who they were. They were the indigenous people of this land. The Chinese came in, mixed in with them, and produced what you're calling Native Americans today or Indians. And the Caucasian gave them all of our rights. Now, I wouldn't even be classified in Olmec. They're purer than me. But that's who they were. They were the indigenous people of this land. The Chinese came in, mixed in with them, and produced what you're calling Native Americans today or Indians. And the Caucasian gave them all of our rights. Now they walk around saying Cherokee, Choctaw, Shinnecock, Cheyenne, and we'll walk around saying African, African, African. So what he did to appease the African, he created what's called the Emancipation Proclamation. Sounds big. Well, the whole thing is he put forth a proclamation that he's going to emancipate us and free us from slavery. But he did not promise us anything. Now, there was a promissory note saying 40 acres and a mule. But we multiplied so fast that they was afraid that if they offered every person who stepped forward for that 40 acres and a mule, there wouldn't be enough acreage left on this planet. We would take over. So they had to drop that and the mule and just start slapping us upside the head whenever we started asking for our rights.
Native American was this brother's complexion at the turn of the century. Now when you say Native American, it's some white person with a feather in his hair. So how in within blue eyes? So how in 100 years you can become to be a white person with a feather in the hair, and the average Native American was your color? And all you got to do is just look at all the pictures from the turn of the century. We're talking about the 1900s.
What about my head? What about the head picture?
Well, see, all of that. See, there's a whole concept here, too, is they want to say that they came by way of Asia and the whole Bering Straits thing. That is to omit the Olmecs.
That's right. I've heard that.
Where did the Olmecs go? What is the Olmec culture? What is the base stock of humans in this hemisphere? It was Olmec. You see what I'm saying? It was Olmec. So most definitely.
So a lot of us didn't come from that.
No. We have a variation of history. Some of us did, but no. To lump all of us in as African American in the particular aspect of to say African American is a falsehood. In the particular aspect of two things. Number one, all Africans who came here were not just West Africans.
Right.
That's another trick.
Right. So you saying we was here before the white man
yes.
got here?
Yes, definitely. Well, how would you constitute? How would you constitute the Olmecs?
Right.
How would right, and Blackfoot. You see what I'm saying? So no, that's another history. That's another history that we were here, and the whole concept of not only us. So that whole African American thing is to omit. You see, the indigenous black man of this particular land too. What's that?
Hey, Bobby, can you talk about the white man today with his technology and how he's trying to stop the transformation of the opening of the...
They trying to figure it out. I ain't mad at them. People just trying to figure it out, man. We all brothers and sisters if you come to me, man. Our soul, we all bleed red, and our soul all the same color, man. So we all brothers and sisters when it come to me in this channel. I ain't gonna be, trying to go after y'all or nothing, or saying, look, this is what it is. I'm just on these dark waters, and that popped up. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing but love. I got nothing but love for y'all, man, for real. Long as you believe in the sun, you cool with me, man. I ain't tripping. But once you start spiritualing and awakening and all that, man, it's I'ma hear what you gotta say. If someone got something to say, I'll hear what you gotta say. I'm not just gonna completely shut you down. I gotta hear exactly what you're saying. Something don't sit right with me with that, man. They need to put her back.
The Olmec heads are at least 3,000 years old. They were experts of giant blocks of basalt, a hard type of rock to carve. At first glance, they seem to show people with distinctly African features. Some have claimed that their helmets are similar to the ones worn by the Nubian and Dogon people.
Interesting. The Olmecs wore headdresses similar to the Nubians and Dogon people. Okay, cool. They sure didn't say they was wearing no fezzes. Check out the headdress on this Olmec statue. Look at the side profile with the lines on the headdress. Same lines on the side of a headdress of a Nubian king. These people have connections. What they didn't teach you is the Olmec built mounds. This is an Olmec statue right by a mound the Olmecs built. Just like mounds are in North America. And there are also mounds all over the area where the Nubians lived in Egypt, said to be made by water erosion. Cap, Olmecs had the plumed serpent, the feathered serpent. The Nubians also had it. We know the truth now.
Shout out to We Know the Truth.
And these are in the little museum there. And again, you can see the clearly Negroid features.
Clearly Negroid features? Oh, okay. Let's keep going.
This has been, analysed by lots of different people. And you can see the sort of cool, funky sort of 50s haircut as well on both of them. And this is in the museum there again, yet another Olmec head. And this is very interesting because it's got 7 braids on the back here. You see the great big kind of axe-like earring. And these are some of the mounds, although this was just in the museum, you can't go there anymore.
Oh, okay. Who else built mounds in America? Let's keep going.
These are some of the mounds around the back of near Zapotes, which we're going to have a look at in a moment. And they were basically like a mound culture, a bit like North America.
Just like the mounds of North America, huh? Check out the colossal head known as the Young Warrior. That is a warrior helmet. He's also wearing an ear spoon. Check out another Olmec sculpture with the warrior helmet on with the ear spoon. But guess who else wears the warrior helmet with the ear spoon? The Mississippian culture. This is a warrior statue from Ohio wearing ear spoons. Check it out.
What?
Warrior effigy pipe. Headdress, ear spoons, just like the Olmecs. But which one is older? Ear spoon from the Mississippian culture. Ear spoon from the Olmecs. Passed down to the Mayans. All made of jade. We know the truth now.
Dang. Shout out to We Know the Truth now. That is a crazy lineup. We've been lied to. Man, go back to the other one. Best. Yeah, this is a good one. They went crazy when they did this one. The Sunstone, or what's the name of that stone? I forgot already, man.
You can see its very large hands. See its eyes.
Is this the Kandahar?
It clearly is a male. You can see right there, this is the front of the Sasquatch. And then you can see it's the back side. You can see it has testicles right there. Its hands are gigantic. Compared to a human's hand,
many fingers.
Like my hand's not even close.
Is that snow on him? I don't know about this one. What y'all think, man? That one was a little suspect. I don't know. It's like they snatched them out of the snow. Was that cotton or was that actual snow still on them? I don't know. But I'm leaning more on the suspect side. I'm gonna keep it G with y'all. Let's jump back on these waters, see what else they got for us.
Some people in Northern Europe were surprised when they found a very strange rock. I don't know what kind of stone it is. Some people in Northern Europe were surprised when they found a very strange rock. I don't know what kind of stone it is, but its color is very similar to flesh and blood. Legend has it that it is the flesh of petrified giants. Because it was not suitable to exist in the New Age, God destroyed them, and they turned to stone. These rocks look nothing more than chunks of meat. Not only that, people also discovered rocks with strange shapes, such as human faces and bodies. The mountains look like human muscles. Do you believe there are giants turned to stone in the world?
That kind of makes you think of that Moana movie, like how she laid down and turned into a mountain. Hey, for entertainment purposes, don't come for me. I'm just saying. The pieces is adding up. As the kids say today, the math is mathin'.
Long been signs that alien civilizations may have visited Earth in the distant past. There is one.
Look, the thing looks just like Predator. Look at this.
One potential piece of evidence, known as the Rhodope skull, that has been catalogued by some researchers as the final evidence of extraterrestrials on Earth. There are many reasons why scientists refuse to acknowledge the existence of extraterrestrial beings on Earth, but the most cited reason is the absence of physical bodies or remains. However, this reasoning often creates a deadlock situation because almost all the evidence is rejected, or even if it isn't, it will disappear before the public is interested. Such is the case with the alien Rhodope skull, a fascinating relic that has never been seen before. This skull was found in the Rhodope Mountains in Bulgaria by a man from Plovdiv, a city located 150 kilometers southeast of Sofia. The unnamed man discovered the skull buried next to a small elliptical metal object. His interesting story begins after having a dream in which 5 humanoid creatures in metallic yellow suits direct him to a location in the Rhodope Mountains, near the border between Bulgaria and Greece. On May 21, 2001, he arrived at the place indicated by strangers and the skull was certainly there. His discovery has generated much controversy and many molecular scientists consider it evidence of the existence of extraterrestrials, as well as their presence on our planet. Initially, he presented his discovery to a small group of people interested in the paranormal, but the skull didn't stay a secret for long. The skull was examined by archaeologist Katia Malamet from the Bulgarian Academy of Sciences and Professor Dimitar Kovachev, director of the Asenovgrad Museum of Paleontology. Both said they had never seen anything like it before. This skull is as big as an infant's skull, but its skeletal structure is lighter and thinner, weighing only 250 grams. It has 6 chambers that researchers believe belong to alien sensory organs. While alive, this creature may possess 6 eyes or may have completely different organs that are not yet known. Interestingly, this skull does not have a mouth hole. Professor Kovachev is certain that it is not a fossil, and does not resemble any human skull known to science. We couldn't find any similarity or correlation with anything over the past 30 million years, Kovachev said. Skeptics believe that the skull
They really digged into the skull. I like the in-depth analysis.
Belongs to an unidentified animal, although its features are unlike that of any other animal. There are several interesting theories about the Rhodope skull. The famous Bulgarian psychic Kubrat Tomov believes it belongs to a genetically modified organism, created by the Atlanteans. According to him, the skull represents the remains of a failed experiment that took place thousands of years ago in that area. Another theory is that this is most likely the remains of a hastily buried alien killed by soldiers active in the area during World War II. Many people have paid a large amount of money to buy back this skull, but its owner does not sell it because the secrets it brings can far exceed what money can buy. Unfortunately, for some reason the skull disappeared before scientists had a chance to perform DNA analysis and dating. Perhaps it was seized by the government and hidden from public interest. Whoever the present-day owner of this skull is, They clearly don't want to share this secret with the rest of humanity, even though it could be clear evidence of the existence of aliens. There
Guys, your thoughts on that skull? Was it real or did they really take it away? It's always like whenever we get close to the truth or some type of information is going to be released, it always disappears. Always, man. Put that boy on display. Let us figure it out. We want the truth.
Bro, look at that. It's a whole head halfway out the water. That shit is crazy. Bro, look at that. It's a whole head halfway out the water. That shit is crazy.
Oh my god! What is that?
Oh, you can see it good in this video. Y'all see that head popping out? Man, that would be scary. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my god, what is that?
This creepy TikTok, this would be. Imagine you
Oh
on a
my
boat.
god!
You
What
look to your
is
left,
that?
something just peeking up like, that's tough. That's one. We found one. That's definitely one.
Oh my god, what is that?
This creepy and
Oh my
scary
god!
TikTok, this is
What
definitely
is that?
one. Deep analysis, y'all. Deep analysis. That is it.
Water in Costa Rica. Sighting of a giant head underwater in Costa Rica. Sighting of a giant head under.
Man, that's it, y'all. We definitely found one. Without a doubt. There's no way you can make that up. Yo, is this a gold sword? Yes, it is. Ah, that's tight. I want this sword. What type of language is that? Is that Egyptian? What does it say? Oh, they don't. Used to. Damn, that looks tight. Could this sword have some type of ether harnessing energy? Is it still sharp? What type of writing? Oh, they showed who it belonged to. Great Emperor. Emperor sword. BC 516. How did they get this sword is the question. Y'all came up on an old imperial golden sword. Just dropped in your lap, huh? Probably worth a couple million. This sword is probably worth a couple million. Pure gold at that. One of the gemstones is knocked off, but it's still nice. I would love it. I would love to have it. That's the dude. This is who owned it. Probably used more for ceremonials than anything. What they digging up now? This is how they be finding them swords, man. They be digging up stuff. Oh, that's liquid coming out of the sarcophagus? Oh, y'all better get up out of there. What is going on? Is that a nostril? That is weird. Man, what y'all think about them boys under in Antarctica, them giants in Antarctica, man? Could it be possible that they got petrified and somehow the water raised and then they just appeared to be underwater? Did those eyes get plucked out? If somebody carved it, who did? Is it really in Antarctica? These are questions we gotta know, y'all. The fallen angels, the Nephilim. What's going on?
Man finds exit from the ice walls to the outside lands.
Go all the way to the sea.
We need a part 2 of this. We gotta see where this leads. And while we watching this, y'all, I ordered a green screen too. The green screen should be here tomorrow. Your boy should be having all types of animations popping off. We're going to be in the middle of the water. We're going to be in the galaxy. We're going to be on the outer walls. We're going to be everywhere. Wait till that green screen gets here. We're going to go crazy. And I might be getting a new computer. We're going to see how things go.
Man finds...
But yeah, man, y'all wake up, man. Did y'all see that? What's at the end of that tunnel, man? This is good information right here. This might be the real deal on this video, y'all. Timestamp this. This is the real deal right here.
Maybe if we go submerge, we can avoid the Antarctic Treaty. And we might as well find the bottom of the firmament.
Bro on it. He got straight to the issue. It seemed like everybody on their truthing nowadays, man. These creepy and scary TikToks really exposing a lot, man. The walls of Antarctica, the mystery of the firmament, that was crazy. It really could have been it. You see how the fish was frozen inside the ice? I don't know, man. There's so much new footage coming out. So much new footage. Hold on. That may be a portal. Y'all see these? These gazebo looking things? Man, these gazebos got more truth to it than y'all think. Them boys might be portals. Just hold on. Them boys might be portals. Them right there. Remember them. Gateways. Stargates. What y'all know about stargates, man? Look at this castle. There's no way. What was that? What are these creatures? Hold on, they showed us some straight creatures, y'all. That's the castle. What is this? What type of witchcraft y'all working on? What about this? What type of tree monster is this? Root system monster? Root system demon is this? This was a storage. This is probably a energy generating building. And this was where all the ions got magnified within it. And it contained the ether. Man, they don't build them like they used to. Man, that's wonderful. I love seeing stuff like that. That's beautiful. I love this too. I love that. All these scenes are great. The mystery.
States invaded Iraq wasn't because of weapons of mass destruction, but actually to get the DNA of Nephilim and giants. Now that may sound far-fetched to you, but listen to this email sent to government officials on the Freedom of Information Act website, requesting documents pertaining to the resurrection chamber of Gilgamesh, the location of his body, and the location of the buried Nephilim. That was sent on December 13th, 2018, and the status of that email is closed. We also have testimonies from museum curators saying that the very first place that the United States military went when they invaded Iraq was to museums within the heart of ancient Babylon. This may be one reason why the CIA is investing so much money recently into DNA editing firms, so that when they get remains or artifacts with Nephilim DNA, they can actually extract them and resurrect them back to life like they're trying to do now with extinct animals.
Yo.
What if the reason the
What would be the exact process for them to resurrect them? How could they even do that? You know, what technology would let them edit the DNA to even do something like that? Like on some Jurassic Park / Nephilim. How crazy would that be? You got Jurassic Park, but they are Nephilim. That is nuts.
They're basically a city underground. Now there are 131 active deep underground military bases in the United States. There's 1,477 of them worldwide. What you call high tech. We have nothing like this on the surface.
Wow, what are they working on?
Are gobbling up our gross national product.
This is deeper than my bunker on GTA. And I spent millions on that bunker on GTA, man. Tell me this don't look like the same exact bunker, underground bunker that they had on GTA. Look me in my eyes and say it.
And the black budget is dead wrong. It sidesteps the United States Congress and its Constitution of its people and says you're a bunch of morons you don't need to know.
We gotta go underground. Everybody else going underground, I'm going underground too. I'm digging right after this video. You gotta keep your head on a swivel, boy. I'm telling you, they out here. You gotta keep your head on a swivel out here.
Take a year to 2 years to build each one, and now they're capable of building a couple of them a year.
And it's still going. They didn't replay this or rewind it. It's still going, y'all. Y'all ain't supposed to see this.
Area 51, S4, S2, a CIA base. The high-speed railways, the magneto-leviton trains, they connect.
They don't want y'all to know this.
Military bases within the United States. It employs over 18,000 workers who work in shifts of 12 hours at a whack. Most of them working in cover of darkness.
I think I know where the entrance to this is. It goes through a mountain.
Capacity capable was basically.
Yep, did you see that? You see how a mountain was coming out of there? That's where it was. I need to stop talking, man. Watch how it comes a mountain. I know where this is at.
Capacity capable was basically a city underground, roughly 4.25 cubic miles hollowed out underground. They have boring machines, for instance. They don't bore, they literally vitrify and melt the rock.
Y'all tell me, man, what are they really doing in them underground bases? Them underground cities, man? Do they got a whole Resident Evil ecosystem down there or what? I know y'all seen that movie, man. No telling what they working on.
The bodies of the Nephilims turned into mountains. It is known that when fallen angels mate with humans, they end up producing offspring that in the Bible are referred to as the Nephilims. These creatures are a powerful group of people that are said to bear insane strength and are huge in size. However, somewhere in the history of humanity, they all just vanished. Now, this might sound crazy, but there is a theory that it was during the flood of Noah, where the majority of the Nephilims were petrified, and their bodies eventually became the mountains that we see today. Over the course of history, there are references to this, like in the 1948 speech given by Abraham Lincoln, talking about a species of extinct giants whose bones fill the mountains of America, or that hikers who hiked up mountains and caves say it resembles a giant human shape. So, is this proof that the bodies of the Nephilims turned into mountains? It is known that when fallen angels mate with humans.
So does that mean every single mountain we know could possibly be the remains of a giant? Are there any real mountains left, or are all those giant remains? Like he got the same exact large pants and the same shoes. We gonna find someone to make them shoes. Come on now.
Dreams are made of
That does look like a sleeping lady. Like that's her hair. You can see her hair, her arm. You know, that's her leg. Wow, and her foot. How good is this, y'all? Just laying down on top of the mountain on some Attack on Titan type stuff. Man. That is interesting.
Real, why all the news articles from around the country and even the world? Now, I was looking for some of the earliest news articles found on giant skeletons. Now, this one is not the earliest news article of a giant footprint found, but it does have somewhat of a picture of the news article. Now, this news article is dated August 23rd, 1896. Now, I researched the article just to make sure that the date was right, and it is correct. Now, one of the earliest news articles I found was from the Cleveland Herald, and it's dated September 10th, 1845. And these people in Tennessee were finding giants left and right. And I'm not just talking the month of September of 1845. They were finding giant bones in October, November, December. There's news articles of all this. Now, of course, a lot of these news articles are distorted because they're so old, or even a lot of them are even destroyed. But as you can see, this is just a small sample of all the different news articles that giants were found and uncovered. But what happened to them? Now, I know there's lots of talk that museums took these bones and hid them. Now, my question is, what part of history that these museums don't want us to know? That's why they hid these bones. So if giants weren't real,
why would they hide them? You know, I think they would try to destroy them, you know. But I know why they would hide them, but it's like they would just destroy them if you ask me, so nobody could see them.
You guys have been seeing these giant puppets all over TikTok, people saying that they're indeed real and that it's magic. Well, let's jump into this story, into the Royal Deluxe Enigma. So many of you guys have seen the spectacle of the giant puppets, which is a performance in a colossal marionettes, and they've been in many different cities worldwide, leaving crowds in shock and awe. So the question is, could there be more to this tale than meets the eye? Now, conspiracy theorists are speculating that these giant puppets, look at the expression, that these giant puppets, their appearances are so realistic, people think that it's some form of witchcraft or magic, or that these indeed are alive. What do you think? Now, I'm not saying that it's true, but we can explore the connections. So could the giant puppets be more than just enchanting performance? Are they part of a grander occult scheme? Let's just take a look and watch some of this footage and see what you think. Here the puppet is being lowered down. After the parade, they're actually lowering it down into the water. And this is the video that I kept seeing on TikTok. It's of the facial expressions when the puppet goes into the water. So let's check it out. Let's take a look. It is very realistic.
We can't see his face. You got that writing on it.
So what do you guys think about the giant puppets?
That's crazy. That is pretty good how she breathing like that. Oh no, yeah. It is pretty crazy. What are they doing? These puppets working on? Did it just give it a hug? Now they floating in the air?
According to the Bible, and this is just one of many skeletons that have been found. This one here, it's about 15, 16 foot height, maybe taller than that. Check it out, man. Just more reasons why the Bible's legit. These are the men of old, the men of renown, according to the Bible, and this is just one of many skeletons that have been found. This one here, it's about 15, 16 foot height, maybe taller than that. Check it out, man.
Dang, this looks real, y'all. This one looks legit.
These are the men of old, the men of renown, according to the Bible, and this is just one of many skeletons.
Straight out of Elden Ring.
This one here, it's about 15, 16 foot height, maybe taller than that. Check it out, man.
What happened to them most probably happened fast and simultaneously. Now, do I believe that they are 100% petrified? And the answer is yes and no. If giants are real, like the Bible, Dead Sea Scrolls, and other literature defines, they were not born of the same flesh like me and you, so I think they were only stopped but not destroyed. And these pink salt mines and these flesh-looking stones are part of their bodies harvested from the earth. And for us to deny the similarities that this was once some living tissue, when pictures and video show layer by layer the truth. My theory on petrified giants.
But now that I know, this totally look like big toes sticking out of the grass.
Big toe.
Yeah. Honey, you're walking on the giant's big toes. You better make sure he doesn't start wiggling. But now that I know, this totally look like big toes sticking out of the grass.
Big toe.
Yeah. Honey, you're walking on the giant's big toes. You better make sure he doesn't start wiggling.
Look what this guy had to say about the government hiding Nephilim giants in their military bases.
Greg Renrich, that was one of the things that he told me. He's the one that was talking about seeing the giants in the deep underground military bases. He said that one of the first things that they had to do before he was allowed to go into S4 or S20 or any of the others, they made him sign an affidavit saying, you're not allowed to use the name Jesus Christ in these underground facilities, not even if you stub your toe or anything. And he said that he saw 10 to 25 foot tall giants in these underground bases and said that they were, human scientists and other people working side by side with him. He said that they even came right out and said they were the Nephilim. They came right out and said it. Said that, basically we're preparing for an intergalactic war with God, and they believe that they're going to win.
Where are they getting this they're going to win from?
And why are you not allowed to say the name Jesus in these underground facilities?
Jesus said, just like in the days of Noah, so will it be in the coming of the Son of Man. During the days of Noah, the fallen angels and their offspring, the Nephilim, were influencing, corrupting the human race to live in sin. And we know in the book of Genesis, God says that the wickedness was so bad, he had to flood the entire earth. And we know God had to do this in order for the Messiah to come through Noah's bloodline to redeem us. The enemy doesn't want people to know there's power in the name of Jesus. Use your authority to stomp on that dirty lying devil in Jesus' name.
To show you the absolute coolest thing that dropped over the weekend.
Okay, I'm listening.
Is a historically and archaeologically accurate 3D reconstruction of Tenochtitlan, the capital of the Aztec Empire and what we now know today as Mexico City. If you were ever curious about what this city looked like before, well, European folks showed up, and were having a hard time visualizing it for a number of reasons, then this is the resource for you. Go to this website immediately. Run, do not walk. The address is right down here, and it takes you to this absolutely breathtakingly gorgeous website, which has a whole bunch of these absolutely stunning aerial photos of the city and the surrounding environs. This entire project, this website that you're seeing, is the result of almost 2 years of research. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you can see all the experts that they worked with to get it right. But let me show you some of my absolutely favorite things. One, the images. I stared at these for at least an hour and just had feelings. Two, the language options. The text is available in about 1518. Plastic then and now slider images. There's a little thing in the middle and you can slide it left or right. And on the left is, Templo Mayor. So anyway, go to this website, stare at beautiful things for...
Damn, I thought we was going to see some images.
Now, a lot of us know something about the Columbian Exchange when Christopher Columbus touched off the first lasting connection between the Americas and the Old World. But I want to talk about a little tiny story as a result of the Columbian Exchange about an artist named Albrecht Dürer that you may not know. Dürer was the quintessential Renaissance man. He was one of the most technically skilled artists, engravers, painters, woodcutters in all of Europe, and he was at the height of his technical skills when, in 1520, he visited Brussels. In 1520, the Low Countries, in which Brussels was a capital, was part of the Spanish Empire, and on display in Brussels were a bunch of treasures plundered from the New World, from the Cortez expedition, specifically from Mexico. Dürer wrote about the marvels that he saw, and in particular, he described 2 large discs, a silver disc and a gold disc that were inscribed with the Aztec calendar. And in his journal, he recorded his response to seeing these beautiful pieces of Aztec art. He said, "I have never in my life seen anything that gave my heart such delight as these things, for I saw among them marvelously skillful objects, and was amazed at the subtle ingeniousness of people in foreign lands. I cannot find words to describe all those things I find here." What is so astonishing to me about this description and the reaction from Dürer's journal is that this is the reaction of a man who is completely gobsmacked by the detail, the fineness of the craft, and the creativity and the imagination of people across the ocean that Europeans, really, except for the exception of some Vikings and other people, they might not have even really known had existed a few years before this. Dürer looked on at this art and it opened up new horizons. It allowed him to see that there were whole universes of creativity and thought that he had never imagined. And this was the guy who was maybe technically the most skilled in all of Europe at this time. Now, it's impossible to completely compartmentalize and try to brush aside all of the death and destruction that was attendant to the Columbian Exchange, and even all the cultural appropriation that happened as a result of the Columbian Exchange. But I still think it's worth salvaging this sort of fleeting moment of inspiration that Dürer described in his journal. If you're like me and you're taken with this
Before the Aztec Empire took this city, over 750 years ago, it belonged to the Matlatzinca people, who built the mesmerizing Temple of Acatl. This temple, with its circular design, is also known as a round pyramid. Even though we've seen many incredible structures throughout Central and Southern America, the architecture of this pyramid is different to anything we've seen before. Yet this isn't the most perplexing thing about this ancient site. In 1933, during an official excavation, José García Payen discovered something incredible. Deep beneath the round pyramid, in a dark burial chamber under the floor of the structure, he stumbled across a small and intricate terracotta figurine. Archaeologists and historians are completely baffled by it, since the figurine bears an uncanny resemblance to similar Roman artifacts. Its presence challenges the traditionally accepted timeline of contact between the Old World and the Americas.
Could Rome been everywhere? I'm starting to think, Rome was a lot closer than we think. Let me know y'all thoughts below.
Cut from a cloth that don't.
That kind of look like Lil Wayne, don't it?
Just finished up my most recent project. It's based off of an Aztec macahuatl. Historically, they were made with obsidian blades, but I'm a metal worker, so I used 1095 high carbon steel. All right, enough talk.
He's cheating.
Test this thing out. Give it a try.
Hey y'all, that's all I got for today's movie. If you made it this far, some words of encouragement and a like and subscribe would definitely help your boy. Again, man, I ain't trying to ruffle no feathers on, if you're Mexican, you're black, you're Native American, man, we all brothers and sisters in this together, man. Don't forget that. We need to come together as one. There ain't no separation. We gotta, any type of hate in your heart, you gotta get it out. Like Dave Chappelle said, I hate to put, if you got hate in your heart, let it out. Oh my God, I ain't making no sense with this one. I'm gonna have to edit this one out, man. Let me start over. Hold on, let me start over. All right, y'all, if y'all made it this far, man, thank you for watching with your boy. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm out here doing my best on these waters every day. These deep waters, man. I had to shave for y'all. I had neck hair down here. I've been on these waters so long, but I was like, man, I can't be looking that crazy on the cam, man. I mess with y'all, man. I just want to say thank you. It's y'all support means the world to me, man. I be reading what y'all be saying. I appreciate the love. Shout out to all my factory workers. Shout out to all my fathers out there. Shout out to the families that be watching me, man. I try not to cuss. I try not to put anything, provocative or out the way on these videos, because I know families watch me, and I really personally don't like, when stuff gets a little bit too crazy, to watch, so I just want to let y'all know this is a safe place, to watch content. I'm not going, I try to edit out the curse words, and if it get too, crazy, I, try to chop it up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But thank you, y'all. I appreciate y'all. I gotta chop this boy up and give it to y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.